I just recorded a whole episode and didn't press record. Let's get into it. You don't become a great dad just by showing up. You become one by being the role model that you need to be. Let's get into it. Day 12. Welcome back to the Daily Reps podcast with me, Brendan. This is the second time I'm recording this because I messed it up and didn't hit the record button and I forgot to check. So we'll never make that mistake again. This is a classic example of you can make mistakes, but as long as you learn from it and be better the next time, that is completely fine. But if you keep making the same mistake over and over again, it doesn't matter how big or small that mistake is, you're not learning, you're not growing, and you're being stagnant. Now, with that out of the way, we're talking about fatherhood one rep at a time. And again, just what I've said, one rep at a time. This is the whole theme of this podcast, the whole theme of my life, all the rest of it. You want to be better than you were yesterday. And if not better than yesterday, better than you were 2 days ago. So, I'm going to be a new father. I'm not a father yet. Disclaimer out there. I am not a father yet, but I'm going to be in 2 months. And not only are we having a baby, we're actually having two. So, and no, they are not with a different woman. They're both with the same woman, my wife, Sarah. We got married tail end of last year. Found out we were pregnant very shortly, or around about the same time actually, just after. And yeah, we got twins on the way. So super excited for it. Would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous as hell. But I think that it doesn't matter who you are. I don't think anyone's ever really truly ready for their first kids. But the whole point I'm doing this podcast now and not until when I become a father, where I feel more qualified. I'm talking about the steps leading up to it and my thought process on it and what I feel like you should be striving towards. So I don't think it's right for anyone to ever feel ready for, it can be anything. So anytime you're doing something for the first time, I don't think anyone's truly ready for that experience because they've never experienced it, right? So you could go and do a skydive. If you've never done one before, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what it's going to feel like. You might have an idea. You're going to probably feel a lot of things, but you're not going to feel it and you're not going to have a true appreciation for it. It's the same with becoming a father or a parent. It's the same with starting a business. It's the same with anything that you do for the first time. And I think it's fair to say I don't think anyone's ready for it. But remember, the babies, I don't think they really care. They're pretty young that you're not ready for it. I think as long as you're showing up, you're being the best role model that you can, and you are striving to be better and being the leader that your family needs you to be as the man in that relationship, then that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So this I had a whole spiel in the last podcast, which I really enjoyed, and I'm going to try and recreate it, but I'm doing this in one take, so let's get it in. So I talked the whole thing about the whole male masculine, toxic masculinity and all the rest of it. It's been fairly boycotted in the media and in online and all the rest of it. You're probably seeing a lot of it, and to be honest, I think it's it's clearly a step in the wrong direction. The traditional male masculine role is definitely not toxic. It's definitely comes from a place of love. It's a provider, it's a protector, it's a role model, it's a leader. It's all of those things, and that man takes responsibility for you and your family and makes sure that you've got everything that you need. Now, I'll be perfectly honest, I wasn't that person. And I'm still growing into that person, but I'm enjoying the journey. And, it maybe took me a little minute to realise that I need to take responsibility for my life and I need to move ahead. But I think there's great power comes with the responsibility and their awareness that you're not where you need to be, but it's okay because you know how to work to get there. And it's this whole ethos of this podcast, daily reps. It's getting better every single day. It's better than you were yesterday. And in a week's time, you'll be, a 1 or 2% better. And in a month's time, you'll be 3% better. And in a year's time, you might be 10, 15% better. So I know the math doesn't check out on that, but I'm just giving examples, right? So lead yourself first. Make sure you're eating the right foods. You're trying to stay healthy. You're trying not to get ill. You're drinking the right stuff. You're not, and that doesn't mean alcohol. You're not addicted to things that are messing you up, like social media, TikTok videos, porn, gaming, whatever it is. Then that's sucking your time, and you're not being the right person. You're not being the role model for your family. Do you want your kids to grow up with the same addictions that you might? I mean, you want to be the person that they look up to the most, and yeah, okay, that can take years to get there. That's fine, but you still want to set that intention now and set that early. So if you're going to the gym every morning, if you're working out, if you're eating the right stuff, you're staying healthy, you don't get ill, when you're alive and when you're healthy, you've got a million different jobs. You've got to make sure the cars have got fuel, your cars are ready and safe for the road, the house is protected, your family are fed, you're providing for them, you're stable, you're reliable, you're responsible, you're getting the washing, getting their clothes, and this isn't just for you, this is for your wife or your partner, this is for your kids, this is for everything. And you've got to make sure that you do all of these jobs, still take an income, still take a job, still look after your family, everything, right? But as soon as you get ill, you have one job: get better. Because you are no use to anybody if you're ill. So the first step, in my opinion, of anything to do with taking responsibility is getting your health in check. Go get blood tests, go get blood work done. Make sure you eat. I've been nearly carnivore, I would say, like low carb, high fat, high animal meats, a lot of eggs, and it's been fucking great, to be honest. And I've got more energy throughout the day. I don't crash in the afternoon. I feel better. I work out better. I feel stronger. I'm losing fat. There's loads of benefits to it, and I feel just so much better. And I'd say my immune system's even better actually than it was, and it was already pretty good. So that's a really good point. So basically what I'm saying is just stay healthy, eat the right stuff, and don't trash your body. Look after it, because if you don't have your body, you ain't got nothing, so you can't provide for them anyway. So it's fundamental to everything. So lead yourself first. Make sure you're the example for them. And remember, start building habits early, because if you don't build the habits early enough, you're going to have to try and catch up later, and it's more difficult, I think. So start building it now. Make sure you're exercising daily if you can. Make sure you're looking after your body. I'm going for a massage tomorrow, and I cannot wait because my body's in bits. It's in knots. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water. I've always got a water bottle next to me when I'm working. Make sure that you cut out alcohol. I haven't drunk personally for over 6 years, and I don't see me ever going back because I don't see the point. You don't have to be as extreme as I am, but if you want to hold yourself to high standards and you want to set that example, why shouldn't you do these things? Yes, you're going to criticize from your family and friends. Yes, people are going to try and pull you back to what they know and what they like and what they trust. Equally, if you want to grow, you might need to take yourself out of that situation. You might need to take yourself and move to grow, to be the person that you need to be. It's a difficult choice, but it might be what you have to do. So I hope you've gleaned some tips. I hope you've gleaned some value. I hope you've kind of enjoyed this. You've kind of enjoyed my little rant, my little heart to heart, my little talk to talk here. I really enjoyed exploring this topic, and I was a little bit nervous about this podcast, to be truthful, because I didn't feel like I was qualified to talk about it, but actually I just wanted to share more about building habits to get you there, and I think it's okay to not be ready, and that's fine, right? So as long as you're trying to be that leader, that role model for you and your family, I think the rest will fall into place, and you'll get better with time. Nobody's perfect. It takes reps, it takes daily discipline, and that's what this podcast is about. We're growing together, so that's great. Tomorrow we are going to talk, and this is going to be a fun one actually. I'm really looking forward to this. You're not bad at business, you just suck at lead generation. That's the title, and I'm super excited to get into that. If you have enjoyed this podcast, you've got some value from it, share it with somebody, please. Because and think about subscribing to the channel or following the channel or whatever platform you're watching this on, because I don't do this for anything. I just do it to share some tips, and it's a lot of work that goes behind it. And yeah, I just want to grow this, and I want to see where it can go, and I'm going to keep doing them anyway. So I hope to see you sticking around. Closing rep for this podcast, closing tradition. We always give you a little task to make you a little bit better based on what we've talked about. So I want you to try and be the example today for your family or yourself, or even tomorrow, that tomorrow needs, right? So you don't have to be perfect today. Just be honest with yourself. So let's say you want to cut down on drinking, or you want to cut out sugar, or you want to do a bit more lead gen for your business, or you want to be a better father, a better husband, whatever it is, I want you to identify that, and I want you to go, right, this is where I am today. How can I do this a bit better? So maybe it's leaving a note, a love note for your partner saying, "You're beautiful. Thank you very much for everything you do," and just doing that one day and seeing what reaction that gets. Or maybe it's just being there for your kids for that a little bit more present. Get off your phone and sit with your kids. Maybe it's do a little bit more lead gen than you normally would. If you aren't doing any, then reach out to 5 people. If you are doing some, do 10% more. Just do that a little bit more every single day. And yeah, the goal is to always be better every single day and be strong to be useful and to be a role model and a leader. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed this podcast. And now that I have recorded this one, I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Cheers.